Hmm. If I should skip that one or hit it. Work. What's up? Hmm. Truth on that one was getting real small real quick. Still doesn't have the best working corner. Nobody I know. Sheath. I'll hang out for a tidbit longer. What you watching, little man? What is it now? What? A Minecraft movie? Well, shoot. 4 people in chat. Oh, hello there. Dude, I see party poppers. I have party poppers on my channel. I can only guess that Ground Pounder has seen that I've gone live. Drinking tea? No, I'm drinking coffee. What up, 616? I was working on sharpening up my wife's blade. Where's the tooth? Where's the it's that one? Which one? That one right there? I don't know if it's gonna be visible because I already ran a file across it a bunch, which cleaned it off pretty well, but I think that was her blood. She was cutting up some brush to put in a barrel and didn't have her shoes on. And I mean, look at these things. There's no break in the chain, there's no chain links. I mean, there's no, yeah, no breaks in the blade, no blade links. It's just blade after blade after blade after blade after blade, link after link after link. So they're very jumpy. So in hopes that it would be a smoother cut, I filed them, resharpened, but also went at it quite a while. Like maybe 15 to 20 swipes on each little blade to bring them back and bring them down. Dude, I don't even know how you're supposed to if you want to get in there and hit the rakers because like there's not even enough space to get a file in there. You'd need like some kind of baby file. Yeah, I mean it's got aggressive rakers and just blade links, no spacer links. So yeah, it should be better. And if not, hit it again. It'll get better. That's the Milwaukee hatchet. Hatchets do have blades on them, right? Anyway, she'll be pleased that I hit it up for her. She wants to learn how to do it, but it's been hanging up here for a while, so went ahead. Oh, here's the sheath. Yeah, yeah, it's all hers. Uh, I had her out on a job once. She was running the bollard, and I had gotten my saw pinched, and so she sent that thing up to me so I could use it to unpinch myself like a Ryobi RY 3818. What's that? I'll have to stop by the Home Depot later and check. I've been uh homeowner special, bruh. How have you been, 616? You're the only one in the chat that I really know. Get on the dance floor. Oh, okay, I can read that. What's up, get on the dance floor? I've been sitting here, no work for quite a while. So I was thinking about it anyway, going to join back with the company that I opened with 5 years ago and, do some days a week with them. Well, I jumped back in. I was doing 3 days a week. And then the guy that was their guy for a year and a half as the lead climber and everything went and got a county job. A little less money, but more relaxed atmosphere. I don't know. More of like a managing position. So I started full time because because without me doing full time, the guys wouldn't have had work full time because they're not capable of doing all the jobs without a lead climber on site, except your foot, right? I've got the spinal issues going on and have been freaking killing me. So I'm doing that full time now. And when I hit over 40 hours, which is pretty easy for me to do, I show up at 6. So by Friday, I'm hitting time and a half, and that turns it into climbers pay. It makes for a good week. And so it's enough to get by. Yeah, if they didn't mind the burgers, I had that tree branch to the head 5 years ago or whatever it was. And so because of that, I got the two herniated discs, and years later, it's coming back to haunt me. And it's been getting really bad now that I've had work and started to work again. I haven't done anything for it with the chiropractor or spinal decompression in 6 months or so, simply because I couldn't afford it because of work dying out. Now that work's back, I can afford it, but I'm in pain again. Don't get them fused. Yeah, spinal fusion. Yeah, like what works for me at this stage in my life is going on the decompression table, just like your neck rests in this thing and then a little strap goes up here and you lay there with your knees on a triangle pillow and it angles up to, let's say, C5, and it'll angle a little differently for C6. Those are my two problem ones. And it just slightly pulls on you there for a little while, relieving the nerve pain and hopefully getting the discs to want to move back in. And that works for me. I'm going to start going once every 2 weeks. It's supposed to be after, all the times that I did it, like once every 3 months for maintenance, but that wasn't cutting it and it was creeping back in on me. And now that I haven't been in so long and I'm working again, it's really bad. So it sucks. Like it sucks to drive. It's gotten really bad. So yeah, once every couple of weeks for a while, I'm hoping does the trick. And if it takes one every couple of weeks for forever, that'll be like kind of boils down to about $200 a month. That's something I can deal with. Yeah, getting old, but like this wouldn't be here if I didn't get hit in the head with a tree branch. I'm 43 years old, like shouldn't have that much pain going on. Yeah, my uncle Pat had surgery on the spine. Cool. 33 in July. My wife's birthday is at the end of this month. I already got her like this really cool Mother's Day gift. Probably should have been a birthday gift, but it's like this badass knife this dude made for me because I made him a chainsaw, and it's like they did the deer bone for the handle with all of our initials on it and this feather on the other side. And it's not like he didn't even like engrave the initials into it. He carved everything around the initials so they popped out. Like, it's really pimp on this really fucking cool double-edged blade with a circle in it. Like if you wanted to get your finger in there too, like it was really awesome. What's up, Brandon? Brandon Fly. Brandon Fly the 4579. Hatchet handle out of a tree I cut down with GP. Cool. Freaking hatchet handle, huh? Bless you, Quinn. Like, consider this a hatchet? Little baby axe. This one is old. And it looks like it's, I don't know, starting to separate there. Like this is going to need to be handled. Chinese elm job. Then milled the log into boards. Cool. We got a bunch of those down here. Not many of them big. But does that make for a good handle, the elm? A stinky tree. Dude, the last thing I cut down was a stinky tree. It was like a 40-foot dead palm tree that had been sitting there dead for a while. So and it had like shit oozing out the side too. It was nasty. The hatchet is solid metal with a tang. Oh, okay. It's more like a knife handle. Yeah. My wife loves everything full tang, and with the exception of a few things for certain purposes, but other than that, everything full tang. How's my battery on this? Getting low. Dude, I was freaking my buddy gave me this 2511 that was, beat up and used and everything by this dude Victor. And he wanted me to look at it and see if I could, get a working saw out of it for him. His piston and cylinder were trashed. Could tell the ignition coil contacts were starting to spread apart. I don't know, it seemed like it had good bones, so I like looked around for extra cylinders. Like I had one that had a stripped out bolt. So I tap and died it and fixed it. So I now had a cylinder and everything I could put together for him, and I get it in there. And the thing like starts up and it's running and it poops out. Oh, yeah, what's up, Joseph Gardner? And so it still has like this issue. And then I find the wiring harness has like a faulty connection. It's missing its little circle thing. That screw goes through and hits the ignition coil. So I have my wife do like a little wire strip and a little tiny piece with the circle on it, clamp it on there and hook it up, and it's still doing the same thing. That had kind of come loose. Like I tried my own version of it. Saw still doing the same thing. So I replaced the wiring harness. I replaced the ignition coil. I've got the parts and like not all new, but I've got better good parts. And what up, Chris? Not much. Just talking about trying to rebuild a 2511 for a friend. Everything on it was bad pretty much. So I tried carburetor swaps. It was still doing the same thing. I went and swapped out fuel filter, tank vent, inspected the gas lines, the flywheel, changed it out. So at this point, I've basically changed everything and I get it to where it's running, but I can't dial in the tuning on it. Like trying to help this guy out with an old busted saw, I ended up calling him and telling him like, "Look, I replaced every single part on the chainsaw, and I can't get the tuning dialed in on it at this point. So you need to buy a new one. Like, I'll take it to my Echo dealer mechanic guy friend. He's really cool about helping me out and see if he can't get the tuning dialed in or isolate maybe one of my parts is old or something like that." Ignition. Oh yeah, everything. I changed everything. Maybe the ignition, like his ignition coil, all the little metal things were starting to fan out. I pulled parts from a saw that I knew was working. That I need another part for to make it working. I have other ones that I'm using, so I pulled parts from a saw that I know was working and tuned. Bruh, problem is the echo. Echo, echo, echoes. Fucking echoes. They're morning, Dan Dan. 616 is trying to beat up the echo. So it's I don't know, bunch of old parts. If I can't get the tuning dialed in for him, and he's still gonna have to pay me a pretty penny because of everything that's into it. But he says he doesn't have an issue with that. He just wants to give the saw a try before he goes buying a new one. He's got tennis elbow, and the 201 out of a lift is just beating him up. And if he's cutting and tossing a whole bunch, like it only makes sense to have a saw that's the light. That light, but he needs to buy a new one. My newest one is a year and a half old. My mechanic is selling me one for 500 brand new. Somebody, has it, all the stickers on it, poured straight gas in it and fried the motor. So he replaced the motor and is selling it to me for 500. I got a 151. It needs a new piston and cylinder, or what do you call it? Yeah, piston and cylinder, or it's like turned into a quite a project. Like I ported it a hair too much, and it just would the tuning wouldn't dial in on it. It couldn't take it, and I only did a little bit to it, but you can only do like a fine amount to those saws to open them up a little bit, like less 10 thousandths of an inch or less on the exhaust or something like that, and then maybe the intake a tiny little bit too. Give it some muffler ports, other things you can do to it with the time in advance. That's it. Otherwise, the saw won't tune. Same thing with the MS-194s. You cannot open those up because then you can't dial in the tuning. I had one success with the 151. I can do it again, but I would need a new short block. That's what you call it. But that sucked. I spent a lot of time on that Echo yesterday. It was very frustrating. I was trying to have it all done and make it to the still shop to get the parts for my 661, and I hit the road a hair too late. I wasn't going to make it to the still shop before 12, so it was a bust. First thing I did in the morning was get into a 201 that I ported for somebody, and it was having some issues, and it was broken clutch springs. So that was an easy fix, but while I was in there, I went ahead and gave them all the routine maintenance and cleaning to give it back to them where it's going to be good for a long time because it was getting really dirty in there. Top handle. Somebody say Milwaukee. There's a little bit of blood on one of the little blades from my wife hitting her foot. She didn't have shoes on and she was cutting some crappy brush to go in a barrel, and it jump skipped over to her foot. I've used it once or twice. Tested it with the quarter pitch. Like she likes the blade that it comes with. Yeah, 2511 and the 200. Yeah, the power and the torque with the 200. 201s, gotta have it. Oh, freaking freaking herniated discs suck. All day strong, all day long. I'm gonna take one of these for today. Job manager was like, "Did you try a leave? Have you taken any leave?" Like, I'm gonna try it because damn it, man. This message is brought to you by Aleve. All day strong, all day long. 200T, a 16-inch bar is a deadly combo. Pretty sure that's the way I got mine set up right now. I've got the 200T with a 16-inch light bar on it. And I have the 201 ported with a 16-inch light bar. And then I've got Aaron Lynch's ported 201 with a 14-inch nano bar on it. And then I've got my ported 201 with a 16-inch nano bar on it. So I've got one for every occasion. Your contracts. The company I'm at has a large Bandit chipper. They have two of them, and we have a grapple truck too. But because of that and the noise that it carries, My groundies like my piped echoes and my 201s, but those little pipes on those echoes, it lets everybody know that I'm making a cut. No matter no matter what the noise level is, like they're still gonna hear it. And that's really important. Yeah, in that scenario, it makes perfect sense. Keeps the saws cool, lets all the heat out immediately. I mean, even the one that I brazed a pipe on, where I kept the muffler and brazed a pipe on it, it's holding up too. It's like did a good job on the brazing apparently. Not as loud, not nearly as loud as the little pipe, but no, I don't know what to say about that. Like you can kind of go without hearing protection on that one. Loud pipes save lives. That's right. You remember. Yeah. I wouldn't have two herniated discs if the dude had a piped chainsaw. It was like, dude, the sound of a chipper and the sound of a lift and whatever else is going on, like nobody can hear you yell headache. You could be hollering at the guys trying to get somebody's attention. Nobody can hear you. And none of these guys have comm sets either. I've got a new guy. He was going to run the grapple truck. He's got the CDL. And I have like the Sena headset that goes around the back of the head and hangs on the ears that I keep in my truck for like a crane guy or a ground guy if they don't have one. And I'm training him to be my rope guy because he's just the guy. He's the kid that wants to learn. He's the only one that's come up behind me at the workbench and asked if he could do anything to help. So I put him on the comm set and we had like these five Washingtonian palms and I set up the porter wrap, little porter wrap, half-inch rope, nothing the bollard should be busted out for. And went to town on rigging the heads out of these things to lower them down into like the bush area where he could pluck them out with the grapple truck. So he got lots of hands-on experience on how to run it, how to let something run and why. And he wasn't sure about what it was going to be like. He thought he was going to be doing grapple, running the grapple, and that's all he was going to be doing. I don't think he was too excited about all the rest of it until I brought him into a rigging scenario and how tree work, works in my world at least. And he loved the com set. He loved the dynamics of everything. I think he's digging it and wants to learn a lot more. And it's really cool. Yeah, like the guy hollered that he was dropping one, and I heard him, and I backed up, and he knew I was setting the porter wrap up because we needed the porter wrap for like the next couple of branches. And I went back in after he dropped it to finish setting up the porter wrap, and he hollered that he was dropping another one, but I didn't hear him. And I got hit in the head with a tree branch, cask impact, rated visor, cracked, bruised here and here, beat into the ground, stood up, hit my head on the machine, fell over, got to my knee, took my helmet off, and there was blood here from the impact. And all I remember was getting to my knee. The whole rest of it was like I was knocked out. And 5 years later, man, it hurts bad. Like I should have never taken a settlement. Command and response. Yeah. Count heads. Command and response is very important. With the sound of everything that's going on, like, and I was in this big bush of a tree, and I got the lift up in the middle of it, and I'm dropping dead wood through the center of it, down and everything. I had a talk with the guys. I mean, I've got the loud chainsaw, but what if something's hanging up and I unhang it? About that, about keeping their head up and paying attention to what's going on because they can't hear me. Yeah. Yeah, without the helmet, dude, like, you can only imagine what my face would've what woulda happened there. Cause like, those impact rated visor, it was cracked there. Like, I would've been all sorts of messed up, but I still am. I'm still all sorts of messed up. It's like having a broken neck. Spinal decompression, I'm going back. I've got credit, so this visit's only gonna be $10 on Tuesday, and, hopefully once every few weeks, it's $100 each time, will, uh will get me out of this pain. I feel it, like, it's painful there, but I'm also dealing with, like, the nerve pain, like, I feel the pain over here and stuff. Like, before, it was, like, here and in the fingers. Right now, it's like carrying around a suitcase all day. What's up, Rye? But, yeah, command and response is important, and so is the comm sets. The company I'm with has the money to get that stuff, it's just the guys weren't taking care of it, and it was all breaking. Like, I don't get that. Mine lasts for years, and I'm rough as far as, like, climbing around and being in the tree, like, that's really rough. Like, how are these guys on the ground rougher on theirs and breaking them than I am doing what I do in the trees? Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, yeah. Chris, was that you that was saying, "Don't do spinal fusion," or was that 616? One of you guys was saying that. Yeah, 616. Dude, because of that freaking saw, that little echo, and the problems that came with it, and ruining a good part of my Saturday, like, anybody brings me one that fucking beat up looking again, like, I'm gonna tell them to buy a new one. Like, I'll take that one for parts for somewhere between 20 and $50, but good lord. I was swapping used stuff. It might be something as simple as a new tank vent, a new fuel filter, maybe a new carburetor. I don't know. But, a new carburetor is like $100. Yeah. So I took this one and it had never been sharpened before and gave it like 15 to 20 swipes on each little blade to to bring them down closer to the rakers. So hopefully it won't be so jumpy now. Oh, Lord. What is that from? Maybe plugged micro screen and carb? No, it's definitely not that. Oh, like the micro screen in the carb? Well, I was trying different carburetors too, like, and that wasn't the issue. I completely. I even swapped out the damn tank vent and the fuel filter from a saw that was working. At this point, it's like I'd be selling him one of my own saws. Big mistake. Big mistake. Now, one of my saws is in a box, all dismantled and, and was kind of working. All it needed was like this little plastic part for the pull starter. Just trying to help out a friend, and it turned into a big mess. He doesn't even have all the money up front. I've never had to vacuum and pressure test one of these little Echoes 2511s. Like, I know I sealed that cylinder down well. I've never had an issue, and I've put together a lot of them. The only difference with this one versus any other one that I've ever done is the cylinder had a stripped out uh, bolt, so only 3 bolts out of the 4 would mount. Therefore, it would not hold and was a junk cylinder. But for my friend, I wanted to really hook him up since his cylinder and piston were destroyed. I drilled and tapped and for a larger screw, and it worked. And that screw didn't just like lightly grab, it was a bigger screw, like it really grabbed. So cylinder is on there. Put down with the Durka Durka. What you know about Durka Durka? Durka, 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 Durka. Durka, 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 Durka. It's probably just it's probably just dialing in the carburetor at this point. Like, get the idle up and the fatness going on to where it wants to act right, and there's probably somewhere the high jet needs to be to match with where I'm putting the low jet and the idle. Yeah, it could be like, I don't know. Yeah, I have no fucking idea. It's just like it wants to poop out when you think you got it like dialed in. So it's like you gotta like grab the throttle, pull start it. It's not like coming down to a regular idle. But we're talking about a lot of old components too. And buying a new one and taking care of it from there is the way to go. Starting to slap together a bunch of old components and stuff that's been pulled off of other saws and try to put it all together can be a big mess. Orange Durka. This one's red. Red Durka Durka. Does it look orange in the camera? I just got a new tube of this too because it's almost out. Yeah. Yeah, like I do with all of mine. This one had been run into the dirt. The clutch cover had that giant hole in it. The freaking ignition coil was fanning out. Like, The dude replaced a few parts when needed, like on the pull starter, he'd replace that $10-15 plastic part, but that's all he knew and that's all he did to keep it running until it was completely done. I know the guy that was running it, and I know what the saw's been through. I think the only thing good on that saw was the handle and the body. All the little brass fittings for the pull start assembly were good, and that's important. It's orange in real life, dried best. Mine comes out red. Mine's very, very, very red. Silicone, silicona. All right, past 8. I'm gonna get going. 'Cause, I'm gonna have a house full of kids, very awake family here very soon. So y'all have a good Sunday. Happy Sunday. Later, Joseph. Later, Chris. Later, Dan Dan. Tooling around. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I'm gonna take off, man. Everybody have a blessed day.